Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Always Moving Podcast. This is episode 38, and I brought in my favorite married couple to help a newly engaged man kind of walk me through the process.
We haven't congratulated him yet.
Congratulations.
Well, we have.
Via text.
In fact, I think I was one of the first people he told.
Yeah. You guys are pretty important on my messenger life. So
when Linda told me, I was like, he didn't tell me.
It was available. I feel like you were at work or something. So
That's what
I know it'll get to Mike in some kind of.
Yeah. Mike was like, "How do you know this?" Because he was looking on your accounts because you hadn't posted anything yet. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's exciting. It's fun, and we'll get into some questions about what we're kind of going through right now. But I haven't even said it. You guys want to introduce yourself? This is Mike and Linda, by the way.
Oh.
Our chemistry is so good.
Mike just assumes. Yes, we are a married couple who have been married for 8 years and together for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had the 12-year anniversary, however you.
12-year together-versary. We recently celebrated our together-versary and our anniversary are like right next to each other.
It's very confusing for people on the internet.
Yeah, because everyone's congratulating us on the together-versary, and then days later we post on our anniversary, and they're like, "Wait, didn't we already wish them?" Like, it's a good way to like suck both out of them.
Well, this is like they've been married 12 years. I'm like, oh, no. All right, so where did you both meet? Walk us through your little beginning. Maybe it also goes into who made the first move, and let's walk me through this.
Yeah, I recently told this story to some friends, and they were like, "We would have ran." So maybe do you want to tell it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead.
So we were in the radio and television program at Nate in 2009
in
Alberta, and I was going through the class list and then just adding people.
He literally was just adding everyone on Facebook.
Nice. Good move. That's a good move.
Yeah.
You said you noticed me when I walked into the class, I thought, before you were adding anyone.
Sure. And so I added her and I messaged her.
And I was like, "Who is this person?"
And I was like, "Hey."
Because all his photos were like, because like Nexopia had only just kind of wrapped up.
So did they have the tag next?
Yeah.
No, I used paint and I blacked it out.
All the photos were like really fuzzy, and like for some reason, I always say this to him, all of his young photos, he was like pasty white, like a vampire or something. I didn't understand it.
It's because I didn't go outside.
So then I looked, he added me, and then I looked at his pictures. I was like, I don't know who this person is.
And Linda was sitting at the back of the class because she was a rebel, I guess.
Ooh, cool kids. Mike's in front of the instructor.
Yeah, playing Tetris right in front of the instructor.
So then he just started chatting with me, and I was like, who is this person?
And I said to her, I
no,
said,
you didn't say immediately.
I feel like it was immediately.
It was like within the first week. So within the first week.
That's immediate.
Within the first week, during our chats on Facebook Messenger,
I told her by 2012, she will be my wife.
Yeah. And then I was like, and so any women who are listening to this, it's like, you either like, if you don't like the person, then it's creepy, right? Or
I also said though that I'd be king of the world and all of known and unknown space.
Yeah.
So
it's like,
I mean, what am I doing?
That's fun. I mean, you want to sign up for that.
So if you don't like the person, then if he had said that to you, you're like, okay, that's pretty strong for like a week. I'm like gonna leave because this is creepy now. But if you like the person, you're like, oh, that's kind of cute.
And then she took one look at my rocking 190 pounds.
You're like, yeah, okay, this is happening.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I feel like that move wouldn't work so much, say 2021.
Yeah.
It's a very of the times move.
It was very bold. So that's like when I was telling my other friends about it. They were like, that's like wild that you weren't like freaked out about it.
I was very confident.
Yeah. And it was funny. I'll always remember, because like I don't really like talking on the phone because I think it's a waste of time. because I can't do other things at the same time.
Same,
But he like
same.
would always in that first month would always want to talk on the phone. So like he'd call me at night, we'd talk, and then I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go to sleep now. It was like 10, and then we'd hang up and I would like stay up for like 2 more hours.
Finally,
So,
I
like-
can do some stuff.
And then I remember we were taking the transit back then, and
She was taking the transit. I was too scared.
oh right, but you were on the bus with me that
One time. I took the bus one time.
Yeah. And then I was volunteering for the student paper at the time, and I was telling him like, oh, I've got all these articles I have to write, and then he's like, oh, do you want me to like come help you write it? And I was like, no, that sounds terrible. And it was like, oh, it was shut down.
Yeah.
But so he made the first move. And actually it was a big deal for me because coming from a Vietnamese household, I had one boyfriend in high school that was like a secret boyfriend.
Yeah.
So my parents didn't know about it. So, but now I'm like, how old was I? I was probably 20 then. I was like, I should be able to have a boyfriend now. But I was worried because yeah. So I told him when he asked me out or like, do you want to go on a date? I was nervous. I remember being nervous because I was like, well, I have to be home by like 8. And I was like, is he going to be okay with that? And you have to come pick me up and all this stuff. And then he was like, yeah, for sure.
Except she lived on the other side of the city. I didn't know that. Never driven there before.
And then, yeah. And then for our first date, I didn't realize until after I chose a Japanese restaurant because I like to eat food. And then I didn't realize until later that was the first time Mike had ever had Japanese food.
How did you feel, Mike, when you went in? Were you like, oh yeah, this looks good?
I remember thinking, I was like, man, I hope I don't eat raw fish. I hope there's no vegetables. But then I was able to get the sukiyaki beef with double meat, no vegetables.
And sesame sauce.
And sesame. I never had sesame sauce before. That was life-changing.
It was really good.
So yeah, it sounds like a lovely first date. Were you home by 8?
Yep.
Yeah. And then
We saw Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
and then I kissed him on the cheek.
Yeah.
Not on the lips.
That's all I
Were
did.
you nervous to try to kiss him on the cheek?
She did it very quick. She was like this. And then she ran off.
Down some back alley, just took off.
And I remember he opened the door for me when it was all very like, it was very like gentlemanly.
All the stuff you'd seen on like One Tree Hill.
Yeah, exactly. Only the first few seasons. The later seasons stuff.
We're OC people anyway. OC's better.
Yeah, Linda was my Marissa.
No. I hate Marissa. She was toxic.
I was the badass Ryan.
No, you weren't.
You're Seth through and through. So then as you guys kind of, your relationship grew and stuff, when did you kind of know, like, this is the one? Like Mike knew day one, apparently. But for Linda, when did you know, I want to marry this guy?
I don't know. I don't know if there was like a one moment thing. I've always been, since I was young, I don't know why, probably because of like, I read a lot of books. So, and I feel like all the books are always about like, you meet your like one true love or something. So I've always been like, the person that I'm going to meet is going to be the one that I marry. So yes, that's always been my kind of mindset.
Monogamy is too cruel a rule.
Oh, you didn't tell him you used to, because Mike had no money when we started dating. He used to borrow money from his mom to go on our dates.
Yeah. His mom worked at the bank, so I used to call her and be like, Mom, can you throw in $20?
And I had no idea. I don't know if there was like a moment or not. I feel like probably in the grand scheme of things, we moved pretty quickly.
Yeah, because Linda, I remember like it was probably 5 months after we started dating. Linda was like, she's like, okay, so because she couldn't stay overnight at my house. Yeah. So she's like, so we need to move in together, but before we move in together, you have to marry me. So we need to get married like now. I was like, we're still Nate, like 19 years old.
My mom just gave me $20.
Working at Best Buy part-time.
Yeah, so we moved. So the next step was we decided to move in together, and then my parents like basically disowned me for like maybe a
Really?
month. Yeah, because they were like, you can't do that. You're not married. Are you having sex? They didn't say that. That'd be really awkward. It's just
We were.
But it was fine. So the key to like, I guess everyone's disownment is different.
Her mom was over in like a week.
It's because I also worked at the restaurant that they worked at, so I like would show up every day anyways. It's like it's hard to like disown you if you like
You're always there.
yeah.
And they always give us food.
Yeah, and we always got food from them. So it was funny because they had disowned us, but then she would still make me food to take home.
When you're working there, you got to talk the whole time, like communicate. So it's like,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
disowned, but hey.
Yeah.
And to this day, they still call me in Vietnamese her friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not because no, they really like they like
But
Mike.
that's what they used to call me.
They used to just call him my friend, and so they just still do. So then when I say like that I'm hanging out with my friend, they'll be like, Mike? And I'll be like, no, my friend. Like a friend. I thought Mike was out of town.
So when you finally did decide to propose, how were you feeling, Mike? What was kind of running through your head?
Like, I knew she was gonna say yes, like, because she had told me like a year before we need to get married, but I was still so nervous. Like, I don't know why. Like, I remember I saved up like, I don't know, like tons of paychecks. Like, my mom had made a separate bank account for me to transfer money into it. I was transferring like $20 a paycheck and just like saving up because my mom knew. I was like, Mom, I want to start a bank account so I can save up for a ring for Linda.
Yeah.
She would like just and she worked at the bank, so she could just transfer money instantly without, I don't know, it seems sketchy.
Now that we're saying it out loud, it seems a little sketchy.
A lot of clients missing numbers.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember I was like, okay, I was like, I'm gonna do the classic like Christmas Eve engagement.
Yeah.
So we always went out to my parents on Christmas Eve. So I told Linda we had to stop and pick up bread in Spruce Grove, and she was like pissed. She was like, "Why can't they pick up their own bread? Like, just because we're coming from the city, why do we have to stop and pick up bread?" And I was like, I don't know. Yeah. And then so we went to like the little skating rink in Spruce Grove, and they got like nice lights and stuff, like
Central Park.
Central Park.
Yeah,
Where we went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the smaller one, the small circle, not the big one. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it in front of the lights. It's gonna be beautiful. So we get there, and there's like so many people there.
But
Like,
it was like,
oh shit, here we go.
yeah.
But it was so cute because like there were people gathered around
They're
fire
like they like
pits.
had like Tim Hortons.
It was like a Canadian commercial. They were like pouring hot chocolate.
lacing up their skates. It's like -30.
And then we do like the loop.
So we do the walk around, go through the lights. Linda's like, "Oh, this is really nice." She thought I just surprised her with the lights. She was like, "Oh, it's really nice." And I couldn't do it because there's so many people. I was nervous, and I'm like, got my hand in my pocket. I'm like, "Oh no." And then so we like walk all the way to the parking lot. We're like, I like opened the door first. She's like, "Oh, thanks for opening the door." And then I was like,
I
was
put in the seatbelt.
yeah, I was like, I gotta do this now. Like, and so I just like I kneel down. There's like a puddle. It's all slushy and snowy, and I like just like, "Will you marry me?" And she was like, "What?"
We were under the lights earlier. Why didn't you?
She's like, "That would have been a way better spot. Someone could have taken a photo." Oh yeah. So outside Porta Romana.
Outside Porta Romana parking lot. While I was seated in the car after having just put on my seatbelt.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was not very Instagrammable, but
You later learned, Mike, how to be more Instagrammable.
Yeah. We were just getting started.
Yeah, we were just getting started.
But yeah, because I proposed not that long ago, and I was terrified. And I'm like,
How'd you do it?
today, and it's like, oh my god, like. Here we go.
Did he share it on a podcast already?
Did you talk about how you did it already on a podcast?
Yeah, on my last one, you guys clearly listened to.
I'm sorry, I've listened to most of them.
My man, thank you.
We'll listen.
People watching the video won't know what he just did. Yeah, so it was at the immersive Van Gogh.
Oh.
Right, yes.
It's gonna be nice. She didn't want to be in like a huge public space where I'm like, this is public enough, so she has to say yes. But so I'm like, oh, go and stand in the corner, I'll take a picture of you. And she's standing there, whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'll work these angles. So I'll drop down, I'll get different pics. And then she had like her mask, like her, because it's still COVID. So she had her mask. And I'm like, now it looks awkward. Like, give me that and try this on instead, and drop down on one knee.
Aww.
But she said I was just like shaking. I'm picturing this in my head. It's like, it's the smooth.
You're like such a cool guy.
It's just like.
That's so cute.
But yeah,
I'm very happy for you. We
Thank
think
you.
you're
But it was
very well suited.
But it was the same thing, Mike. Like, you knew what the answer is going to be, but oh my God, like,
You're still nervous for some
what are you
reason.
looking at over there? So I guess now we switch to the fun thing. Everyone I've talked to that's married did not enjoy planning weddings. Well, how was it for you guys?
Oh, I don't know. Linda's kind of like the Monica to my Chandler. So she did everything.
Mike barely
showed
did
up.
anything. I actually, and I remember,
Yeah.
I remember being upset. So this is, maybe you can take it depending on yours or Alyssa's like styles. But like, yes, I took most of the control, but I would still be like, this one or this one.
Yeah.
What do you think of this? And then Mike would be like, whatever you want. But I'm like, if I'm asking you, I want your opinion.
And then I'll tell her, and she's
You
like,
sound like the same guy right now.
yeah. But then you tell her what you think is good. And she's like, I like the other one. Okay.
Don't you like this one more?
Yeah, it's really more just that we want you to feel like you're part of the process. But yeah, no, it was pretty stress-free, I think, for Mike.
And it was a long engagement too.
Yeah, our engagement was really long. I wouldn't recommend that. I don't know what you guys are planning, but
Yeah.
Ours was like
going
to 2 years.
Yeah, it was going to be shorter, but then we had like a venue basically change ownership
and cancel
us.
They're like, oh, we don't do weddings anymore.
Yeah. So then we had
buy that venue.
Yeah.
so then we had to switch. So that delayed us. So yeah, it was a really long engagement. So I wouldn't. And I feel like most of the planning happens right at the beginning after you get engaged, because you're like researching and booking stuff. And then everything also happens then like at the very end. So then you're really just like waiting. You're waiting that entire time. So if we did it again, I would rather just like do it. Yeah. And now we're like done. I mean, but then there's like the venue, I guess availability plays into it. But the month before the wedding was like so stressful. And then I think I had like a breakdown
during the wedding.
Oh, and
the best was when at the Vietnamese ceremony, Linda comes out and everyone's like happy. We're all like drinking beers. It's at our house, like the Vietnamese part. Yeah. And like everyone's happy. And Linda, I like look at her for the first time and she's just bawling, like upset, like not like a happy cry, like a very upset cry. And I was like, uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just getting so annoyed. But wait, well, what was the reason why I was so stressed? Can't remember.
I remember. I don't want to say it though.
Can't remember.
Oh, but that was on the wedding day. But I was stressed before.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why you're stressed before.
I don't know why I was stressed. Oh,
couldn't tell you.
And then it was like, I actually have some regrets with our wedding because we hadn't been to a wedding.
We had never been to a wedding.
We had never been to a wedding together.
Anything, how it looks or operates or whatever.
We just saw it from like TV. And like one time I went to a wedding when I was like 15. I went to a wedding with you when we were like 16.
Like I've been to some Vietnamese weddings as like a child. So I didn't, so we were planning this wedding and we were like,
just going off TV.
Yeah. We were like, oh, it's supposed to be like this. We're supposed to have this. We're supposed to do this. Now I think in 2021, it's like, you can do whatever you want. You can, it's literally your wedding. You can say like, and so we had nice touches. Like we did a chips bar because I really like chips. Mm-hmm. So then we had like multiple chip options for people. Yeah. So I liked that. But then I was like, but now I'm like, when we've been to so many weddings since then, and I like always feel this like deep regret because we followed that I have to do a daddy-daughter dance and that my dad has to walk me down the aisle. And then like 8 years later, it's so common for like both parents to walk the person down, and I'm like, it never occurred to me that like, that I could have asked my mom too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I always think about that. But then we had a chance to like do a vow renewal anyways, so that helped, I think.
You were there.
Good
Yeah,
time.
you looked good. You looked good.
Even that painting, it looks awesome.
Yeah. It's almost like that. Oh no,
Shirt.
it was almost like that shirt.
It's a pineapple shirt.
I liked his other shirt though, because it was like blue.
Yeah, she hates that one.
Thank you. Yeah, so ours is kind of complicated because it's still a pandemic and all her family's in the US, all my family's in Canada. So it might be like a Canada one, a US one, and we just figure out how it works. And then you can kind of plan their own thing. Ours will probably just be at my parents and just
I didn't think it'd be anywhere else.
yeah, exactly. Like it's your party, come out, say hi.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the land.
We'll get some pallets on the fire.
Burning wood all day.
I mean, we would fly to the States for
Yeah.
our wedding though. So like, please also still include us in that.
Wait, what made you think you're getting invited to the first one?
So I was curious because you kind of brushed on it a little. I did send you this question. What's kind of the difference with the Vietnamese wedding and like a guy who grew up by Alberta Beach wedding?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was helpful that both of us are not, and both of our families aren't really religious. So
Mhm.
like church stuff was never really, we didn't really need to do any of that.
Like we just did a small thing for your like grandma.
Yeah.
We did like a little,
It's like a little tribute
a
thing.
little ceremony thing.
Yeah.
The biggest difference with Vietnamese weddings is that we do tea ceremonies. So then the day is we do the tea ceremony first, then we do like the Canadian wedding, and then we do like the reception thing.
Mhm.
And so that's just kind of like, well, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like there's like a big peg offering. It's
Yeah.
basically like the guy and his family and friends come to
Bringing like gifts and
the woman's family's home.
but we lived in the same house, so
So that was the thing. And then they offer like candy and tea and like a big roast pig as like well, I mean, if you think about it, it's not the best because it's like, here's our payment for you.
my parents really liked the pig.
The pig was good, yeah.
Very crispy.
It was crispy pork belly, yeah. But that's really the difference. And then you like drink tea.
Yeah.
And like
Do you have
you
to
offer.
wear like a traditional outfit or anything?
Yeah. So Mike,
I wrote her brothers.
he wore the one that my brother had worn. It was blue.
Yeah.
Most of them I do find actually a lot of
A lot of
them do blue, yeah.
or oh, never mind. I was on the wrong train of thought. Yeah, no.
And then mine was pink.
Finish each other's sentences.
They're called, we actually do that a lot. We actually say the same like response a lot.
Yeah, and then we'll say the same response after, and it gets real weird. Because we'll say something, and then we'll both be like, "Don't say the same thing as me. Shut up."
Love.
Yeah. And then the Vietnamese wedding gowns are called Ao Dai. So I really like them. I actually recently grabbed my wedding one from my mom just to like have it. And she was like, why? You don't fit it anymore. I was like, maybe I'll get it like tailored.
And then she tried putting it on.
I was like, oh my God, it's so tight. And then my mom's like, don't mess it up. Just leave it for like the memory. And if you want a different one, we'll just get you a different one. But yeah, so that's really it for like the Vietnamese, I think, traditions. But we tried to, and then I guess at the reception, Vietnamese people really, I don't know if this is true for other cultures, probably. Vietnamese people really like to drink.
I feel like
So,
that's a commonplace.
So then in Vietnamese, when you cheers in a party setting, you go, yo. So that's like how you say your cheers. And so part of the Vietnamese tradition is that usually the bride and groom go to every table and do like a shot with everyone, and everyone goes, yo. So that was probably my dad's favorite part.
Don't remember the end of the wedding is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, in our wedding, it was interesting because our wedding, I was like, because I didn't drink at our wedding. And then I was even like, I was cleaning bottles and stuff near the end because I was like, I wanted to tidy up.
Because we had to come the next morning and clean anyway.
Yeah.
So get a jump on it.
Yeah, I was getting a jump on it.
Just start cleaning up shit and go.
Yeah, so I think if we did it again, I would have someone else be responsible for cleaning. And
Well, the vow renewal basically was another wedding, and someone else was responsible, and it was great.
And it was so much better.
I don't drink there either.
Oh,
I still had to drive. Yeah,
I was really drunk.
I think I drove Lyndon home. I still had to drive home that day.
Lyndon stayed with us. Beautiful night.
Wonderful night.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we went to the bar after.
You and Lyndon go to the bar?
Yeah.
No.
That was fun. It's a wedding.
Vow renewal.
Yeah. It's 8 years.
Yeah. So, yeah, speaking of renewal, 8 years on, how is it now, and how do you kind of keep things going? You always see stuff in, movies or TV. That's where I learn everything about love as well. How do you keep the flame or the spark, or how do you guys got any tips for people that are maybe a couple years into their marriage? Be like, hey, try this or something like that.
For me, it's always me and Linda have like two different personalities where like if Linda's mad at me, she'll be like mad at me forever, like all day, like no matter what, like nothing can change.
Already didn't like that answer.
Nothing can change her mind. Whereas me, if I get mad, I'm like flash anger, done. Like I forget about it. And then if I get mad at her, she gets mad at me. So really the way it ends up is I'm always the one apologizing no matter what.
You didn't ask how do you do?
Apologize.
Oh, yeah, and that's the
No, you said spark alive though.
yeah, and that's how you keep it alive.
No, I would say things like
Work out of town for 66
So if you're like away 3 weeks and it's always yeah.
Most of our relationship, he has been gone for his out of town shift. So it does make you, but we also
we FaceTime every night.
We FaceTime and talk every day, and we text throughout the day. So I've never so we do have some friends who are couples, and I've never, it's so weird to me because sometimes I'll be like, oh,
just remember they're all going to be watching. Possibly.
We
have the same friends.
They'll be like, oh, I'll have to talk to them about that tonight. And then I'm like, you don't just hey, just immediately.
We never ask each other for permission for things. So Olive's just jumping down.
Oh yeah, his dog, my dog, our dog.
So because I don't know, for when we first started dating, it was different because we were both had not no money and we had to save, be really careful. So we never really went out a lot. But now if someone texts me and goes, hey, you want to hang out tonight? I'll just go. I'll look at our shared calendar.
Oh, I have a shared calendar. Yeah. That's helpful.
I'll look at our shared calendar and be like, nothing's in it. Bam, hang out with Rob tonight. And I'll be like, hey, Linda, check the calendar. It's in there.
I'm booked up.
And it's so funny because she'll say we're doing something. And I'll be like, did you check? It'll be the one time every 3 weeks that I put something in. You didn't check the calendar. It's just hang out. Normally it's just hang out with Rob. That's normally the only thing that's in the calendar.
So there's shared calendars, there's apologizing,
which doesn't work, but it's I think I can count on one hand the amount of times Linda's apologized,
because I'm never wrong.
I'll write this in the notes.
Yeah. Never
always right.
Yeah.
I mean, we I think date nights are very important, but the nature of my job as well is that almost every day is a date night.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of have this advantage over.
We call them normies.
Normies. Yeah, kind of a little step ahead of the normies.
But also because we have so many date nights and the calendars are so planned, it's important for me that I'm also these nights we're at home, or that I'm scheduling in downtime.
She tries to schedule in some downtime for me.
I do.
Yeah, tries.
And
then normally it ends up not being downtime. Normally it's I have to do something in the house that day.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of projects. But what other spark advice?
Spark.
To be romantic.
Switch things up in the bedroom.
That's the answer we just waited for. I waited 40 minutes for that.
What I like to Google is cool new sex moves. And then I whip it out. Literally.
And I hurt my back and I'm out of commission.
Have you guys been watching Sex Education, the Netflix show?
No.
So it's quite good. It's like very graphic. They have a lot of sex.
Porn?
No.
No, it's like high school students having sex, but there's all this like misinformation about, like how to make a girl, you know what I mean? There's like all these things and so it's actually like quite informative and educational for a lot of people. But
So I first learned which hole to put it in.
no. And then but we just finished one of the recent seasons, and there was an episode where the guy was like, I can't make my girl come. There must be something wrong with my dick. And then
Had that same problem.
and then
It was
and
awkward in the house after that.
but then like the like educational advice was like, no, it's not about like the dick size. It's like, ask her what she likes, or like, and so in terms of spark stuff, like I always appreciate
Be
that.
very open.
Mike Mike always wants to like talk about the stuff.
That's good. I think that's good.
Be like, here, watch this video. You're gonna have to stretch.
And I love it. I think this is actually super good advice, and it's kind of things I try to implement. I mean, you guys have been together way longer and stuff, but I think it's helpful, and I hope some people listening pick it up and be like, "Oh shit, sex education! This sounds good." I mean,
Maybe we'll be a guest appearance on next season.
Maybe.
and, so I do have some more stuff coming. I got one more question of myself, then we got some fan questions. But kind of with your job and stuff, Linda, your life is very public. Has this affected your marriage, you think, in a positive way? Because it's kind of, you're communicating with each other before things go out. Do you even ask Mike before you post things about him or anything like that? Or how have things kind of changed with your celebrity?
I do make sure that if it's like a serious topic that involves both of us, and probably the only one really is like, our infertility. So we've been dealing with infertility for like all 8 years, the entirety of our marriage. So I'll share, I'll be like, oh, can I read this for you? Or can you read this post before I share it? Usually only for that, everything else.
Linda normally just posts whatever she wants. Like, I'm okay with it. I'm the one who has to be careful when I go to post something and be like, hey, can I post this? And it'll be like, no. Oh, okay. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not funny.
The Verge going viral, and then you had your address or your house, and then you had to take the video down or something.
Oh,
there was like
I
some
do
TikTok
remember.
and you were like getting the momentum, but you had to delete the video, didn't you?
It was like a credit. I think it was credit card information. It was like my credit card or something. But anyway, so
wait, she's like, well, what can they do with just the front numbers in your?
But I'm very mindful. So I mean, I've said this before as well to other people, is that like we share a lot online, but like everything that we share is like we're comfortable sharing, like things that we don't share.
And I'm addicted to fame, so I
Mike,
anything with my name in it, I'm saying. Yeah.
Mike wants, and he gets such a rush of adrenaline whenever someone comes up to him and says,
well, everyone always goes, you're Mike, right? Yeah. Well, now in our neighborhood, because it's such a small community, everyone's always like, hey Linda, have a great day. Sorry to hear about the adoption.
So it's kind of awkward, but yeah, so I would say Mike's posts probably need to be censored more than my posts, because his jokes aren't very funny. And then
they're can be a little edgy, I think.
Yeah, I'm a bit HBO on my jokes.
And then it's very important to me. We've gotten into fights before where I've been like, well, I'm not going to post about this now because we got into a fight about it. So I don't want to be like fake. So like, I try to be, so
she'll always end up posting it.
Yeah.
Well,
she's not doing a post.
No, but I make sure
Go up.
I make sure that we're like happy before I post it. Or, I'll say like,
she makes sure. Yeah, she really works hard to make sure that she's happy.
I would honestly say the only 2 times that I've thought that maybe we won't be together.
I've never thought that.
Is one time when we had to put away these giant blue tarps for this festival, the cat festival.
And
That
Linda's
I do.
very not strong.
So it was just
and
the
weak.
it was just the two of us.
And
in
you
this,
need to be strong.
It was just this two of us in this giant gym, and they had the tarp rolling apparatus, and it just kept getting like tangled. And I just wanted to. I was in my head. I was like, I think this is what's gonna make us divorce. and then thankfully we called friends to come and help us. It was amazing, just one extra person, what that could like do. So there was that, and then there was another time we went biking in Calgary, and I forget. I think I was
sick of stuff because we would literally pedal for like one sidewalk block, like not a block on a street, a sidewalk. It's like, hey, stop, we need to take a photo here. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, this is enough. I was mad. I was like, I just wanted to for like 10 pumps, just let me go. Let me free.
So he was getting so upset. And I was like, this is literally my life.
Yeah. Sir, you can't be in this. You can't be a part of my life. And I was like,
so those
and the bike said no gears on them. So that.
Which one? I'm talking about the e-bikes.
Were they the? Oh, right.
Those are the e-bike ones.
There's lots of fights centered around bikes. I can think of like 3.
No, the one you're thinking of is because I wasn't strong enough to pedal up the hill.
What's your second issue of being strong, Linda? I don't know.
I just need to get tougher.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we definitely fight, but it's just minor fights. And usually, I feel
normally there's like no reason to be upset, and she's just.
And then there's
I hear you, Mike. I hear you. I know that.
And then a good couple advice I find is like when you're, you don't want to be fake in front of your friends, but like if you're in the presence of others and you're in a fight, like table it for later. Don't make it weird and awkward for people around you.
If I don't table it, Linda gets real
like
then we got a problem.
Time.
I like to think, and sometimes if you table it, sometimes she forgets.
She's so busy, maybe.
Is it clear?
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I don't think Mike really likes it that like people know who he is and stuff.
I really enjoy it.
I think other people probably, if they were more private, then that wouldn't be. But he's also really because I've been blogging since before we met, so it was always part of our relationship.
Relationship experience. All right, so let's get into some fan questions. We got some people writing in. So
how many of the fans were my fans? How many were your fans, and how many were Linda's fans?
So I mean, were my fans.
That makes sense.
I have questions directed straight to Linda, so they're her fans.
Okay.
Sorry, Mike.
Mike's name comes up a couple.
Perfect.
Great.
Okay, so first question comes in. It says, "How do you handle the other's snoring?"
Good question.
Snores?
Yeah, both of us snore.
Yeah,
we're like very heavy.
It's not like often though. Like Linda will snore like once in a while. But the best thing that ever happened was Linda took a video, and all of us sleeping she sleeps right between us, our beagle.
Yeah.
And Linda got this video, and it's just Olive snoring. And then as soon as Olive stops, I start. And as soon as I stop, Olive starts. And it was like so loud. Yeah. It was just a constant noise.
But I am a very heavy sleeper. So I don't usually notice it.
And what I used to do if Linda was snoring like too loud and I hadn't fallen asleep yet, I used to just go like this. And then I'd turn over.
Oh, what are you?
And she would never know I'd pushed her.
But I've heard earplugs help.
Question number 2 comes in. Does Mike put his sweaty socks in the laundry, or does he just leave them on the floor?
Mike leaves his stuff on the floor. It's super
everywhere.
Annoying.
I'll take off my socks and just throw them on the counter.
It's so annoying. And if he's not careful, then our dog Artie will eat the sock.
But I buy like the 100-pack from Walmart.
Yeah, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And even after 12 years, well, I guess I guess we've lived together for 11 years then. He still just leaves his plates outside of the sink.
Because I don't like reaching in there.
It literally makes
I never have to do. Linda's always does the dishes and like laundry. That's like her 2 things she cleans up. I do everything else. Um,
Yeah, I don't like cleaning.
storehouse is never clean because I never do it.
It's good to know what roles you contribute into the household.
Yeah.
And mine is that I don't like to clean.
But yeah, so even though I never have to reach into the
Huh?
even though I never have to reach into the dishes to touch the gross dishes to like put them in the dishwasher, I still just leave them on the counter.
Nice. Okay.
And
This one, I'm guessing you can guess who sent this question because it's an attack on me personally. Lyndon will only sleep on one side of the bed. How do I solve this?
Okay.
what do you mean? Isn't that normal?
Picks a side.
I only sleep on one side.
We have
For
our
11
sides.
years.
Why would you want to alternate?
I know she's a monster.
I always sleep with Linda closest to the door, so in case someone comes in to murder us, she's
You're out
killed.
the window.
Yeah, I like have to wake up and like prepare.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the Friends episode where they do the tuck and rolls? Like maybe roll them off. Oh, I don't know. That's different. I always thought that people pick a side.
Probably from watching TV.
We usually sleep on our side, but for me, it's like I feel like my right shoulder's better, so I like to lean on my right shoulder, and if I lean on my left, I wake up all jacked up and like.
Oh, you just mean leaning? I thought you meant on sides of the bed.
Sides of the bed, yeah, but like normally I sleep, say, on my right side, on my
the
side.
because then he can go. Yeah.
If I sleep on the other side, it's like I wake up sore or something. So I'm like, that's why I like this side type thing. But yeah.
Oh, that's your reasoning.
I
Yeah.
feel like you guys could probably do like a trial period
Yeah,
where
it's definitely not an issue. She's just making a fuss for no reason.
He's very supportive to give a question for your podcast.
So this one you kind of brushed on a little earlier with your shared calendar, but what are some of your favorite ways to make time for each other with your busy schedules?
Mhm. Yeah, so we like to watch movies virtually together. So
Like when we're out of town,
when Mike's out of town working, I guess if he's in town, we would watch movies as well.
in person.
In person next to each other. That's actually one of my favorite things to do is just like binge. We will binge watch shows together or watch a movie together, and that'll be like our downtime.
Yeah, that's like our.
Yeah, that's our way to, etc.
And like, and then like if I want to go like play video games on my computer, I always try and get Linda to come to. I like set up a recliner in my gaming room just so she'd have somewhere like comfy to sit, even though she still hates it because it kind of sits down there.
Yeah, his little man cave, but because he wants me to be around him at all times.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's nice, but we do like our separate things and stuff. Yeah, and then yeah, the shared calendar really helps. I think it's always important to. Yeah, I think it's important to also, although we're around each other a lot when we're together, I think it's important to also have separate interests and separate things that we have to do. So yeah, so like making a point of being like, well, I'm doing this that day or stuff. Yeah. And then communicating, I suppose, is the biggest thing, is just telling the person I have to do this on this day or something.
And just being okay with it, I think, is also important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot.
That's a,
It's like a trust thing too, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. One of the things you just gave me, I think you got it for free. It's that notebook you gave me before I moved. I use that every day. And that like that's our shared calendar.
I love
I
that.
was like, oh, we got to do this. And then you go, girl.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for us, a big thing too is also having your own separate lives. You have your own whatever friends and stuff you're working on. So she's like, oh yeah, go play basketball with these kids in the neighborhood or whatever, and just go do your own thing. So
Lyndon's just friends with just children.
they're men, you know, they're all like,
But I think the separate is important, but I also think that you have to be okay, like hanging out with each other's friends as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
which we're, I mean, probably Mike's friends, I hang out in more group settings than my friends.
Not saying just my friends are more fun.
but we're always with them and laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think communication is important. And like I actually think in terms of the trust thing, I think it's also good to just proactively communicate things, because like I'll just screenshot things, that I'll get that like maybe for some people would be like, oh, that's weird that she got a message from someone like that. And I'll be like, look what this person sent me so that he liked that.
Yeah, guys sliding. I get ones too like, click this link and watch me naked in videos. So I get them all the time.
Linda, we got to change our passwords again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, this one I believe is from Dushan. What is the best part about being married?
I think just having someone like to support you, I think is like always having someone you can talk to instead of just trying like have a best friend, you have your best friend who's your partner.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. That's how I feel anyways. Like whenever something's like wrong with my life, I know I can talk to Linda.
That's so nice.
Get lucky later.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I was gonna say something similar.
Okay.
Okay. No one believes that, Linda.
And then I think I was going to say, except it's tricky for us because Mike's schedule is always different. So I would like to say that I think when you have a partner like that, it's nice to know that you'll always have someone who will be there for you. Yeah. But Mike's like never home. So that makes that a little.
So that answer sucks.
But I think
like Mike gave.
I think I wrote this in our Togetherversary post or something, or maybe I didn't. I think I told someone this, is that I really like being married, or I really like marriages that are when the two people like complement each other and kind of bring each other up, versus like you're getting married and there's, and then like there's an imbalance there or something, or like maybe you rely too much on this or whatever that is. So I feel like we both have good like strengths, but then like together we're better.
Yeah.
But like without each other, I mean, I joke that I would be fine. Mike probably would be fine.
Just go down a very dark rabbit hole. Cocaine is cool, right?
For us, I think Alyssa and I complement each other well because we're very comfortable where if you're down, you can be down, but the other person will bring you up. And normally it's if one person's here or there, then we can find, hey, it'll be all right. We can work out this out, whatever it is. If it's financials, if it's 10 dogs, I got to walk today. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think, well, even the financials part, like we're shocked sometimes when we learn that couples don't talk about how much
I always
they have saved, or like that they don't have a shared bank account.
Because Lyndon and I had a shared bank account like first like year, or like as soon as we moved in together.
But I think that was
we had like we had like the two like really low paying jobs, and we needed to like combine our finances to survive.
But like I've seen couples that like they like one person gives them an allowance, or like if the other doesn't know how much they make. It's weird. So I feel like all of that stuff has to be on the table. So it's nice to know in marriage, ideally in marriage, is that the person that you're with, you like literally
know everything,
in and out, every single thing.
I always think it's weird to hear someone say like, no, she does the money or whatever. It's like, well, you don't know anything.
Right. I mean, Mike wouldn't, I don't think, know how to pay any of our bills, but
I'm pretty sure you just go to the bank and you write a check.
Call your mom and then just
I pay my American Express bill, okay?
Before we get into the final rapid fire, we got one more question, or it's a two-part directed at Linda. Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
It's okay. I'll cut in.
Linda, what is your ultimate influencer goal, and who is your dream sponsor that you could work with?
I already know the answer.
What would the answer be?
I'm not gonna say until you say it. The dream sponsors give me BTS.
Oh my god, I was gonna say that.
Traveling like accounts.
BTS would never sponsor me.
It would be a paid partnership.
Don't worry, I'll tag them in this. We'll be okay.
Yeah. I would really like to have like my own type of TV show or something. So I think that's kind of it would. So yeah. So right now I'm like, so I started a YouTube channel recently. So I was like, I should start doing more videos to kind of,
good. I like them.
Yeah, thanks.
Did you ever like comment on how?
We never did.
Because remember, you had like, is your Instagram account stole your name?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you didn't.
I lived life and she
Yeah.
does life. And
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I
Lyndon
said
lived life.
that somewhere in a podcast. I'm like, not saying it's exactly like my thing.
Well, I told Mike that, and he's like,
And I was like, that's Lyndon's
I
name.
was like, no, it's not. It's like, oh,
I think originally she might have had it Linda Lives Life.
no, it was always does.
And then she's like,
Letters, and then it's
like, wait 1 second, does life.
Yeah, so I would like to do some type of like more like travel-y lifestyle type of show of some kind. And yeah, and then in terms of like dream partnerships, I think it's more just I want to do more travel stuff.
Yeah.
I do a lot of travel stuff in Alberta and like some in BC, but like I really want to like
National Geographic sense.
yeah, national things,
Right.
but and then yeah, something with BTS would be great.
Throw that in there too.
But I think the other thing, sorry, that
Or
reminds
Connor McDavid, she said she'd also be cool.
No, I don't care about Connor McDavid. And the other thing that reminds me about what's the best part of marriage is that Mike is just so, I guess you kind of said this. Mike is like so supportive of everything that I do, like professionally, but also with BTS. It's like, he'll like watch videos with me. And like, I mean, part of that is because I'll get mad if he doesn't.
And
Mike
also
knows. Mike knows.
another reason is like, if I know Linda's working doing extra, that means more money is coming in.
And then those bills will just magically get paid again.
Yeah, they'll pay themselves. I don't know what happens.
Mike says he's doing his part to smash the patriarchy by being a stay-at-home like dad with, well, not dad.
That's my plan.
It's a stay-at-home husband.
Yeah, husband with a sugar mama. He's like, I'm reversing gender roles.
Yeah. Smash the patriarchy. So I always say.
21, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Last section. We're gonna do rapid fire. I'm gonna pose them at each of you and just blurt out your answer. Okay. I don't want you thinking about these.
Okay,
Okay.
hold on. Does it go to both of us at the same time or just one person?
I will mix it up and I'll be like,
Okay.
here's the question, and then I'll yell one of your names and you start.
Okay.
Oh, I'm really bad at thinking about things on the spot.
Yeah, she
Okay.
says terrible things.
Oh my
What?
God.
Linda, you start because you're hyping yourself up. What animal is Mike?
Oh, didn't we
Don't
do?
think.
I don't,
Say it.
Sorry. An otter.
Thought she was gonna say hippo.
Mike, what animal is Linda?
Monkey. I don't know.
What's the, you can both, I guess, blur them out or pick whenever. It might be easier. So what's the best gifted experience Linda has received? Or your favorite one that she's done or worked with?
I
I think anywhere there's free drinks.
Nice.
probably things with the Fairmont. I think the Fairmont always does a really good experience.
Oh, lots of free drinks there.
Okay, who is the celebrity crush for the other person?
Linda's would be, so she's got Jimin, she's got V, she's got Jungkook, she's got
Jin.
She's got, just not Sugar RM.
No, I like NJ Hope. No, I like them all. Mike's would be he likes Emma Watson. He likes Jennifer. Who's the girl that was in
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence? He likes
It's Lawrence.
he likes Alexandra Daddario.
Yeah, White Lotus, good show.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Connor McDavid.
And
Oh
Colin.
yeah.
I've always said I would have sex with Connor
He
McDavid.
has said that.
I'll tag him in this. Maybe we'll see it. What is the most annoying habit of your partner?
Linda's chewing.
Oh my God.
It's like
Mike.
she'll be sitting there, like no food as they entered her mouth for 10 minutes, and she'll just be like,
Mike won't blow his nose. He'll
no, I'll be laying in bed and there'll be a booger in there. So I'll just be trying to snot rocket it out into the bed,
yeah.
but
so,
like into my hand.
he like sniffs. It's like that. It's very annoying.
What is each of your favorite dates you've had?
Oh, that's so hard.
It just be one that you liked. It doesn't.
When we went to the Edmonton Zoo, Linda got it for my birthday, and I
yeah.
got a pet red pandas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Except the red pandas don't really like men, so it went on Linda's lap, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
They prefer women. I think I like when we binge watch a show.
Nice. Adorable.
Yeah.
What's the best food your partner makes? I know you guys eat at restaurants a lot, but when you guys actually make food, what's their specialty?
Mike likes, I feel like
waffles.
Yeah, Mike's really good. Mike's really good at waffles.
Linda's pretty good. She's trying to cook more of like Vietnamese food now.
Yeah.
And it's getting pretty good.
Yeah, you like Vietnamese food.
Who would each of you consider as a personal hero of yours?
Connor McDavid.
Connor Mac. Can't wait till you have sex with him.
Imagine if he just shows up at my door. Let's go.
Aren't you supposed to answer for me?
No, you answer your own.
Hero.
Oh.
Your personal hero.
I don't know if I have a personal hero. I feel like it's so like cheesy to say like, yeah, Michelle Obama or something.
Okay, your hero is Michelle Obama. Okay.
Got it.
And my last question.
No, I changed it. Reese Witherspoon.
She like does have someone.
BTS.
You guys can blurt this out however you want to do it. How many times have each of you said that you drive a Tesla this week?
0.
Probably 2.
Mike brags about the Tesla a lot. Oh, actually, I guess we did 2 because gas is $1.41 this week.
Ooh,
and we were like, ew.
I've been scrolling on people's Facebook where they complain about and go, you pay for gas?
Your car doesn't pay for itself?
Yeah. But Mike tends to brag a lot more about it.
It's an issue we're working on.
It's an issue we're working on.
I was gonna bring it up, but isn't one of the best parts of the COVID pandemic the amount of people you can just remove from your Facebook?
Yes.
It is great.
Like, oh, you're gone.
Yeah.
See you later. Yeah, no, it's all good. I've always been very good cutting people out of my life, though.
So I'm still friends with so many people from high school. Terrible at cutting people out of my life.
What do you mean? Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've been unfriending some people.
Yeah.
Except some of his friends that he's unfriended don't know that he's unfriended him, and they'll still send him messages.
They must know.
Come on, Rob, read a book. Yeah, so I've kept you guys here long enough. I want to say thanks for being on. I had a great time. It was a good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Should we take a screenshot? Or I guess you can do that after you're done recording.
On like it pose really cool though for it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Like,
hold like.
No, we have to be like. Yeah. Oh,
Cut that one out. Perfect. And
well, congratulations.
Thank you again.
We're so excited for you.
When is the wedding? Our schedule's filling out.
Figuring this out. It's complicated.
Yeah. Remember, we're going to both.
Yeah. Well, we might have to do, we'll get into that. But anywho.
Go walk some dogs.
I gotta walk some dogs. Thank you.
Sorry. For a long time, also more advice. We wouldn't go to sleep mad at each other.
Now we do.
Now we're like, fuck.
I don't have the energy anymore to try and
making up for this.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. You can say your goodbye.
Goodbye now. Thank you guys for being on. To everyone listen, I hope you enjoyed the show. Follow these both lovely people on their socials. Do you want to plug your show on YouTube one more time? Maybe the name that sounds similar to the name.
Yes, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Lindork Does Life, but you can just look me up, Linda Hoang, or find me on social media, Lindork.
And you can follow me on TikTok, Mike Thy King. I open Pokemon cards.
And we do normally, well, it's been like 2 years hiatus, but we had an advice podcast we had a lot of people that were really into it and listening regularly. But then
it was called Mike and Linda Do Life.
No. It's called Here's What I Think. And so maybe now if Mike's schedule calms down, we can pick it up again.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I looked at it recently. I believe you're still on a mid-season break. I think that's what your last one said.
Nice.
And yeah, so that has been episode 38 of the Always Moving podcast. I am your host, Lyndon Suvanto, and let's keep this thing moving.